Hi everybody. My name is Hassan Lubuya. I'm going to talk about today about health and safety in a workplace. And basically, health and safety is security consciousness. Yeah, I'm going to talk about sleep, trips, and fall. Sleep and trip accidents happen for a number of reasons. These following features will help you to understand the factors that can contribute to sleep accident and the action to take to prevent them. When you sleep, what is sleep? Sleep happens when there is too many frictions or friction between the footwear and the workface, commonly cause a sleep. What are some of the causes of sleep? Wet ground or oily surface, occasionally spill, and weather hazard, and losing or rag or mats that is not placed properly, then the floor or other working surface that do not have the same degrees of frictions in all areas. I'm going to explain about, this is section 1. I'm going to explain about trip and fall in under a safety, health and safety in your workplace. Right? Trip and fall, trip happen when your foot collide with an object, causes you to lose the balance and fall. Commonly cause of trip are like obstacle on your way or your view, then poor lights, right? Then clutter in your walkway, then wrinkle carpets, right? Your carpet is wrinkled. Then uncover cables. Sometimes cables are not covered well, you mistakenly step on it. Then bottom drawer has not been closed, like sometimes a drawer in your office is not closed, that can lead to also accidents. Then uneven step, that simply means that sometimes you assume to take a steps, then you change your mind to use another step. Then the judgment in your mind can also cause tripping. Then you can reduce accident tripping. You can reduce accident or risks of tripping or falling by the following. I'm going to highlight 4 points how you can prevent tripping. Like if you want to fall, you can prevent it. Number 1, keep walking areas that is clear from obstacle or obstruction. Then number 2, keep floor in a good condition. Make sure that housekeeping normally cleans the floor very well. Then number 3, always use installed lights or source that provide sufficient light for your tasks. For instance, if the place is dark, make sure that there is always be a light in that vicinity. Then number 4, using a flashlight if you enter a dark room or where there is no light. Then number 5, ensure that things you are carrying or pushing down not preventing you from seeing any object or obstacle that is in front of you. We're talking about both sleep and trip results from some kind of unintended and unexpected changes in the contact between the foot and the ground or the work surface. So this simply means that when somebody sleep or trip, it's because of the mind, the judgment of the mind, and the interference of the two foot or the surface of the ground. So there might be an obstacle. This shows that a good housekeeping, quality of working surface or floors, selection of a proper footwear and appropriate piece of work are critical for preventing fall of accidents. Let's talk about in health and safety. We talk about safety, their housekeeping, their roles they have to play to prevent slip and trip. Good housekeeping is the first and the most important and fundamental levels of preventing fall due to the slip and trip. It include 1, cleaning all floors immediately if there is a water. Then number 2, make area wet and clean it properly. Then number 3, mop and sweep the debris from all the floors. Then number 4, remove obstacles from the walkway and always keep them free from clutter. Then secure or track or tape mats, rug or carpets that do not lie flat. If you know that the mat is not aligning properly, you try to tape it so it can be in a good vertical point, Then point number 6, always close file cabinet or storage drawer. Then cover cables that are in the walkway. Keep working areas and work well. Then replace used light that is not working or bulb. Always try to replace it. Without a good housekeeping or good house maintenance or office helper, any other preventive measure such as installation of sophisticated flooring, especially footwear, training on technique of walking and safe falling will never be fully effective. In an event of slip or trip or fall in a workplace, the incident must be investigated and recorded and action taken to reduce further occurrence. We're talking about stairway or the staircase, right? In every apartment, they might have staircase. Staircase regularly check should be implemented by the health and safety to ensure that there is no hazard left in the staircase and that all head rails intact and in place, that everywhere is safe. Then operational of the lift, that is the lift systems also, procedure must be put in place for the operation of the lift within the premises, and the risk assessment will also assist in determination of the type of security system installed in the lifts. For example, if there is any fire alarm or this lift system, there is a water leakage, or there should be an alarm system or a button that somebody will press, or maybe someone might fall inside the lift because we're talking about maybe someone feel upset, Then in section 2, safety, health and safety workplace, I'm going to talk about IT system, right? The IT system, these are like the computers in offices, in offices. Like computer is one of the most paramount important and information which contain may often be extremely sensitive and potential. Embrace if a computer should appoint a system or manager to carry out a risk and assessment of this system within the premises. He or she then formulates a security policy and ensure that all use of the system are aware of the policy and their roles in making the policy to work. This simply means that this IT system should be checked every month or every week. There should be a check and balance whether they are working or what things is wrong there, they try to fix it. Then an equipment auditing. An auditing should be carried out, recording the details such as making a model, serial numbers, and location of each piece of equipment. The equipment should be physically checked on a regular basis to ensure that it ties with the master list, tally with the master list. In large building with many computers, it may be necessary to delegate responsibility to head of department for equipment within the section with the system of managing and retaining over responsibility. Then in health and safety or in a workplace, we are going to talk about section 3, which talk about access to plant room. Plant room and hazardous areas procedures should be implemented with regard to access to those locations. Those should include how and who are authorized to enter the plant room and the check of critical system. There should be a system of check and balance who should enter your facility or your plant room. Plant room is the AC rooms and other important places in the building, right? Then we're talking about section 4 of mailing and screening. Mail simply means that these are mails that they are mailing to company, to mailing to another business place. So in understanding this one, this mailing also can be risky, so there should be health and safety towards this one. You're talking about a terrorist, right? A terrorist and other wishes to cause harm or disrupt have a long use of postal and carrier service to deliver hazardous items to target represent a proper conduct of risk assessment should be given to your goods. Ideas of the likely threats to your organization indicate a precautions you need to take, right? Delivering items including letter, package, or parcel may contain example, explosives or incendiary device. 2, sharp or blade. Then 3, offensive materials. Then 4, chemical or biological or radiological, that is CBR, or materials or device. So in mailing, before mailing something or before receiving mail, you should try to check what context is there, or before taking it to your office, you have to know, because it can be hazardous chemical. Anyone who receives suspicious delivery is unlikely to know exactly which type it is, or a procedure should be catered for every eventuality. A delivered item will be probably have received a fairly rough handling in the post, and so any device is unlikely to function through thoroughly being moved. But any attempt at open it may set it off. In contrast, every gentle handling or movement of this item contains the CBR. CBR means chemical, biological, radiology material can lead to a release of contamination unless delivered by cargo, and items is unlikely to contain a timely device. Delivery items come in a variety of shapes and size. Well made, one will look unconscious, but there are many possibilities or possible indicators that the delivered items may be of concern. Let's talk about mailing screening risk assessment. A risk assessment must be completed to establish the threat level to your particular organization. This level may be or may vary according to circumstances on a daily basis. Therefore, any security or safety implementation must be capable of being flexible. That you should have different ways of assessing any mail items that you want to mail or mail that you receive. Local or national or world events can suddenly impact on a organization and make them a target for individual or organization wish to harm them. For example, one organization at a high risk may include government departments, some more or so than other. Two, organizations involved in controversial issues such as weapon procurement, manufacturing and development. Number two, you're talking about tobacco industry. Number three, animal research. Then number four, talking about livestock or crop intensive farming, breeding or rearing. Then this involve number three, this involve environmental issues such as chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry and oil industry. Then this involve in capitalism such as bank and other financial institutions, high-end hotels or high-end retail outlets. Noteworthy, individual or high public offices, high public profile or holding controversy view. It is therefore important that you conduct your assessments based on the following. When you are assessing health and safety in your workplace, you have to assess in the following way: organization profile and involvement, then organization which you have deal with, who attract controversial publicity, senior members of staffs who are highly profile and attractive controversial publicity, current affairs worldwide which may impact direct or indirect to your business. Indicators. What are the indicators of health and safety in your workplace in mailing? Many of these indicators are quite general. One alone will not necessarily constitute a causes for concern. Their individual relevance will vary with the context, depending on nature of organization business and in light of the current threat and response level. Any suspicious should be considered in contribution or in combination with thorough risk assessment. What are the general indicators? General indicators are delivered item may be of concern, including unexpected item. When you just receive unexpected item, especially in hand delivery, then a pad envelope or a bulk package, just like that, then additional inner envelope or other containing that it be difficult to remove, label or excessive sealing that encourage opening at a particular end or a particular way. Then so we're talking about explosive or incendiary indicator. How you can know that one? They are usually heavy or have weights of distribution. Then also they have small hole in the envelope or a wrapper. Then grease or mark, especially around the open area. Then we're talking about white powder indicator, right? Additional chemical of biological radiation indicator, including powder or liquids from the package wrap. Then unexpected items or material found in the package on open or X-ray, such as powder or crystalline. Then bulk deliveries. general protective measures. So in the mailing, you have so many things that you need to understand to protect the mail, because sometimes it can cause big problem in your office or can cause incidents, Then the 5 points I'm going to talk about: fire, emergency, right, in your workplace. So this one you should take into high consideration, like a fire emergency occupational plan. There should always be a fire a plan. If there is a fire, what they should do, there should be a general notice everywhere, like from the incident manager or safety manager, how evacuation process is going to be done in case of there is a fire. So that is the 5 points of safety in the workplace. Then you have to look at the evacuation procedures. Okay, I stop here.